whipper and ICA, author of Food Fun, wow, best opera caterer, the ICA Award, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Pauline Parry, our queen.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay, now I am embarrassed.
Oh, I have to give you that introduction because I love you so much.
Well, I just want to say, I didn't want to let you down. It's Friday, and I just had to pour myself a glass of wine.
Oh, I love that.
It's Friday. We've got through another week, and so cheers to everyone.
Oh.
And Charlie, I think I've done this wrong. I should have said to you, but I've got you some champagne. I thought you could share with me, but I think I've done it wrong. You meant to have champagne there.
I'll go get my glass.
The red wine, and you drink the champagne.
Yes.
And so I don't know if I could have a sip of both.
Pour it for me. Have a sip for me and a sip for you.
I know, but I don't want to get a buzz by myself, for goodness sake.
Oh, I'm just buzzed because I'm talking to you. Oh my gosh,
well,
I love you so much.
It's actually a Spartan wine.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a Domaine Canaris, and I think it's a little secret out there. It's by Tattinger, so It's got that little French connection to it. But it's from Napa Valley.
Oh my goodness!
It's fabulous. I'll tell you what it's like.
Yes, tell me. Well, everybody joining in, we should all have a glass of champagne.
Oh, it's just delicious. You would love it, Charlie.
Oh,
you haven't got it there.
Well, I guess yes.
See, some there. You know, I need to get you some there, but I'm going to go back to my red wine because
you drink the red wine and have a sip with me.
It tends to agree with me. So yes, cheers to Friday.
Cheers,
after
and
this 1 week. You know,
the amazing Pauline Parry, everybody. You are an industry great. You are loved by so many. And I just want to say, because some people joining in here, joining in with a glass because, you know, it's Friday.
Good. I love that.
I don't know if people know how we met.
Alone. I do want you to know I hate drinking alone. So
I don't think you're alone drinking during this time, Pauline. Okay, so the reason why I'm
I got a nibble as well.
You got a nibble too?
Yeah, if I've got peckish during this interview, I got a little pie.
It's a good gracious pie, and I want to tell everybody all about that.
Exactly, and I thought you've got the Brits on there, so someone might be drinking with me because they're 9 o'clock at night?
Oh yes, man, I bet you are not drinking alone.
That is my sisters and my nephews, and I don't know if anyone is coming in, you know.
Well, if they do, they'll leave us a little message here, and I'll shout it out.
Perfect. And if they're not, I'll berate them tomorrow.
They need to support you, Pauline.
Absolutely.
So this amazing industry great lady, for those that have joined on that don't know, I'm an event planner purely because of this amazing lady. When I was I'll do this really quickly because it's not about me, it's about you. But when I was transitioning from doing Broadway to what I was going to do next after, you know, suddenly being alone and figuring out my life in this strange country, I Googled wedding planners and up popped GP events, Gianna, the amazing GP events. So I call her up and I say, I want to be an event planner. So she laughs and says, well, have you had any experience? And I'm like, no. She said, well, I'm doing a bar mitzvah. Come shadow me. So I go to this amazing bar mitzvah and I see this lovely lady sitting on a bale of straw outside a white tent. So I go sit next to this lovely lady and go, hello. And she says, hello. And I'm like, oh, you're English. So are you. And that's where our love affair started. And Pauline is so inquisitive about everybody. She asked me what I was doing, what I wanted to do. So she says, come shadow me. I'm doing 6 weddings. Come and shadow me. And so I said, yes. So I shadowed this amazing lady, not knowing who she was in the industry. And at the end of the 6 weddings, Pauline said to me, come and be my assistant. I'll teach you everything you need to know. And I said yes again. And it's the best decision I ever made in my life. And I'm going to cry because if we...
Day and one of the things that, is employers or owners, we look for talent, and what we do isn't actually rocket science, as you know, but you look for the energy, you look for the people that have tenacity and, and don't have attitude about what they're doing. So if, I said to you, can you go and clear up, that bathroom out there, we need it done. You're the person that would go there. And that's the sort of person that we need in this industry.
Yes.
And you shone through with that. Hands down, you shone through. And I think with your background as well, you talked, about the discipline you had to have with dancing, and how you like to see it to the end. And, it's come through, and, special events. I don't know about you, but I honestly think it's like every time we do an event, it's like putting on a show.
Yep.
It's like putting on a show. It's
Exactly.
Ready. We've got it. Things in right there. You've got showtime. Let's go. Let's make this happen. And, and have a good time while we do it.
Absolutely.
And that's really, the discipline from your background, it came through strong and clear, and so that's really what it's like. And the show's not good, you're not likely to get the next role. So
exactly,
we have to be on our
game. I always used to say you're only as good as your last performance, and now I say you're only as good as your last event.
I know, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
but what I didn't realize was when I joined into Good Gracious, I didn't know the caliber of company, and I was joining or you, I just, I didn't know, I was new to the industry. And I remember sitting down in one of our first meetings. We were doing the Katie Awards in Vegas at the conference. And it was 2007, and we sat down for a design meeting. Wow, you blew my mind. I had no idea that the event industry was creating magic. And there it was, like in a Chinese dress with a Chinese thing on my head, and there's a girl in a bathtub of syrup, and I'm like, I love this.
Right, I remember you were the fortune girl. Had fortune all over you. We had the maple waffles in maple syrup, and she was in a bathtub full of maple syrup, and she had a wig on with waffles in
her hair, and I'm like, what is this? What have I entered into? So you created like this rabbit hole, this warren of make-believe and fun, and you are so incredibly creative. When you started this, how did you always have this kind of passion from like when you were in England, when you were younger? Did you always know? How did you get into this?
How did I get it? I had a little bit of a story. Let me see if I can summarize it, And I want to say, going back to that, do you remember the time, too, that we did a stage thing, and we invited people to go out to lunch, and we got you back to dressing up as a ballerina, and you were pouring soup tableside to the Nutcracker Suite or something like that, and someone lifted you up.
You got me dancing.
You did a dancing on stage, and...
on point.
That was actually quite a memory. That was something pretty special.
Oh my gosh, you've got me rehearsing with Sean the chef in the kitchen at Good Gracious in my leotard and point shoes. Only for you, Pauline.
There you go. So how did this all start? So maybe I'll just completely summarize my life a little bit. When I left school, I left school when I was 17, which is it's actually a little bit older than most, so I could get my GSE, whatever they were called. And so back in the day, I had really no aspirations, because the girls, we just needed to be secretaries. My father said, be a secretary, and you're gonna do well. And so, I took shorthand, I took typewriting, I did bookkeeping, I did business studies, and I left school at 17, and sure enough, I was a secretary. And I got Royal Society of Arts, accommodations and all that good stuff. And I married when I was 21. So I married at 21. And when I got married, I then ended up having 2 children, and at a very young age, 22, 23, something like that. And actually I got divorced when I was 25, so obviously that didn't work out. And so I found myself with 2 kids, single parent at home. And I would do bookkeeping at home to really bring some money into the fold. And one of this accountant had a bit of a crush on me, so I didn't really have the same crush on him. But nevertheless, we went out for a date, and we went to this super little bistro restaurant. And we were there, and it was owned by a couple. And we stayed there all night long. And actually, we closed the restaurant, and then we hung out with them afterwards and just continued the conversation, having a great night. And by the time we finished, this couple looked up to me and they said, you know, Pauline, we'd love for you to come and work with us. And I just looked at them and I said, really? I said, so what would I do? And really, they said, well, and that was actually my stepping stone into the hospitality industry. Wow. And what would I do for them? I ran their restaurant. I did sort of part-time classes. You know, I took the reservations, I served people, I'd clean the restaurant, if the chef didn't turn up, I'd make the food. And I actually, and it was a perfect situation because it was a fabulous bistro, you know, the chalkboard menu, and they had a flat above, the two kids were there. So when I was doing the running around in my 3-inch heels, I could wear 3-inch heels back in the day, run upstairs, make sure they were asleep, come down. And that was my introduction. And so I left my home and moved out and moved upstairs and started the hospitality industry. And from there, I went to actually a Michelin star Chateau Castle in Gloucestershire. Yeah. And I actually ended up managing that. And when I went there, it was just a restaurant. And while I was there, we actually made it into a hotel. And that's what my husband says to this day. He says, do you know, if Thornbury Castle came back on the market, I want to buy that castle. It was castellated by Henry VIII in the 16th century. Yeah. And so that's really what happened. And then from there, I actually then met my new husband. And I'm the lovely Dennis. I'm on a roll. Yes. Married, actually, we were talking about this last night. For whatever reason, maybe you were on my mind, I have no idea. But we're on a roll, and I said, oh my God, Dennis, next year. I said, is that right? I said, 2021 next year. I said, we would have been married 40 years next year.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness,
that's
indeed.
Amazing.
And they said it would not last.
Oh, the lovely Dennis. We love Dennis. Congratulations, Pauline. 40 years, that's incredible.
I know, amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I know.
Super.
So like being newlyweds, well, he came here and I was there. Bottom line is, we ended up coming to America with the 2 children. That was a little fight to get the 2 children with us, but but the 2 children came, and we came to America. And I honestly thought I would probably go into maybe a hotel or a country club or something like that. Manage the restaurant. I think they call them catering directors or something like that. Yeah. But I was sidetracked. I actually got to meet a lot of lovely people here who are still friends to this day, I might add. Of course. And they sort of had conversation with me and said, you know, Pauline, you were so good at cooking, and you know, you should think about starting your own catering company. I went, oh, yeah, right, you know. Really? I don't think so. There's something like cooking for fun and love and friendship. I said, but I don't know about people paying for it. But actually, after a little reflection, you know, maybe I was young enough and, I don't know, bold enough.